Morning.
Now this has just got to be the best view. Well, do you know, I think, Ben, this is probably the best view I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's
So
stunning.
we're driving around the Ring of Kerry in the clockwise direction. So we're just about on the western tip of the Ring of Kerry. And just around the corner here, there's a pub. There's a sign outside that says Ireland's best known view. Well, what do you think? This is absolutely incredible.
Just beaches everywhere, little islands, little bits of peninsula, and a beach here and a beach there, and it's just fantastic islands out there.
Yeah, so those islands are the Skelligs, and there's boats that you can go out there for a day trip. And if you can see on this really wide camera, right out in the very, very far distance is the next peninsula down, which we've driven around yesterday.
Sun shining again, which is lovely. It's windy, as you can see, but you would expect that here.
Yeah,
really.
A bit of a breeze, but really astonishing. I mean, you think across that water there's nothing until you reach America. So we are in the face of the full force of the Atlantic here. Oh, we're just taking a few minutes to take in this most incredible scene. We've just had a look at the map when we got back in the van. I told you a moment ago that those islands were the Skelligs. They're not. That's Scariff Island
and Deanish Island.
Deanish Island. Hi. Well, this morning we drove up to Killarney to stock up on some provisions, went to do some shopping, and now we've continued out on the Wild Atlantic Way, and now we're in Dingle. We're just having a little walk up the quayside, see what there's to see, and here you go. Very nice. Seems to be quite a significant fishing port, and some people doing some rowing.
You didn't say that we'd had a really nice lunch.
Oh yeah.
We had a big lunch.
We had a big fish and chips lunch.
In a pub.
In a pub. Very nice.
Nice place. Very busy, very touristy, isn't it, Ben?
It is, yeah. It's one of the major towns on the Wild Atlantic Way, so it draws lots of tourists. There's lots of coaches, big parties of tourists. But it's a very lovely town in some beautiful scenery. We left Dingle heading north to cross the peninsula, not realising that this road is the famous Conor Pass. It's a stunning road, but we didn't realise until watching the video back that we missed the warning signs. We're way over 2 tons and we're over 8 feet wide, so we should have turned back. Luckily, we made it through with no problems, but we wouldn't advise ignoring the warnings as it's extremely tight at the top. But just look at the views up here. Start off this evening with a nice bottle of red, with the sound of the ocean behind us. There we go. Cheers.
Wow, we've had another great night in this fantastically wild spot. It's our first wild camping and it's gone really, really well. Slept like a baby, really. Last night at this spot we were so excited. We're not bird watchers, but we like to see birds. So just over that walled area there, we were able to see oyster catchers, curlew, we think a grey heron, and also the lovely egrets. Absolutely beautiful. We were there for ages looking at them. We feel so privileged. It's great. So, great morning, and we're off again.
And look at the weather this morning. It's absolutely beautiful. Blue skies, few clouds, but that's absolutely lovely. And what we're doing today is we're driving up the headland here. Across the other side of this headland is the River Shannon estuary. There's a ferry across there that we're going to be using, and then we're driving all the way along this, and right at the very tip out there is Loop Head, where there's a lighthouse. So we're going to go and visit that today, and then carry on up north towards the cliffs of Moher.
Oh, we didn't say where this was. So for all of you out there who are camper vanners and looking for a nice wild camping free spot, this car park area is the Kilmore Strand, and literally we were here all on our own.
Yeah.
So there are further wild camping spots further down the bay at Ballybunion, but somebody tipped us off to say it was really busy, so we decided to come here. So there we go.
Yeah, and we had this completely to ourselves last night. There were a few dog walkers up until dark, but then absolutely undisturbed. And really beautiful, waking to the sound of the waves crashing on the shore. Right.
See you later.
Should we start up and go? Well, this is the ferry that crosses the Shannon estuary. We're crossing from Tarbert to Killima so that we can carry on north into County Clare, out of County Kerry. Ferry crossing takes about 15 minutes. It's a nice little boat, it's really smooth. I guess it'd take about 80 cars, but it's not full today. A few wagons, and here's the van. Nice and comfy, leaving County Kerry behind and moving on to Clare. We got the 9 o'clock ferry, which actually left at about 8:45, So it's a good job we timed it to get here early. Be getting in at the other side at about 9 o'clock, and then we're going to drive for a short way, find somewhere to park up and make some breakfast. Be okay, won't it?
It'll be good.
The River Shannon, the largest river in the British Isles. This is its estuary, so as it goes upland that way, the first major town it reaches is Limerick.
Is that largest in length or largest in width?
In length.
Okay, because it's very wide.
Longest river in the British Isles.
Oh.
And it drains the water from a fifth of the whole of the country of Ireland.
Oh.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of water. We've seen a lot of water.
Yeah, it does rain quite a lot.
Yeah.
So they need big rivers to get that rain.
It's a very wet country.
Oh, we finished our breakfast at that lovely little spot by the side of the estuary. We're back on the road again, and look who's behind the wheel.
Scary. Our first drive.
Yeah, so Sarah hasn't driven this van yet.
I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So I thought the time is nigh. Here we go. It's all right, really.
Of course. We're heading on up towards Loop Head now, so it's a bit of a coast road on the southern edge of this County Clare peninsula. Driven around Carrigaholt Bay to the other side to come and have a look at the castle and this little harbour down here. Such a peaceful spot. Look at that. And there's the bay. And there, the tide's quite low at the moment. Some really stunning houses over there on the other side.
Yeah.
Those are fabulous, aren't they?
What great views. Didn't we come from there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on a day like today, this is absolutely stunning. You can imagine on a day when the waves come over the top of this this harbour here, wouldn't be quite so calm.
And your bikes, it's all sorted, isn't it? Here, look. Oh,
yeah.
This is lovely.
Oh, we're here in Carrigaholt. We've just seen this sign, which is for the Eurovelo 1 cycle route. We're here, and it's a route all the way around this part of Ireland. And we've just noticed this thing, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So you'd put your bike up on here. There's a pump here to do your tyres, and here you've got every tool you could need to maintain your bike, including a 10mm and screwdrivers, all nice and secure for you to sort your problems out. I think that is such a fantastic facility. Really cool. Looks like they've got it sorted if you want to cycle the Eurovelo route. There's this side of the castle, You see how it's defending the estuary out there from the marauding pirates and vagabonds. That's a fine castle, isn't it? You see its outlook over the mouth of the River Shannon. Easily spot anybody sneaking up that river.
The tower was built by the McMahons in the late 15th or early 16th century.
Wow.
They were fashionable small castles of the time. It's got a 5-storey tower. Hello.
Oh, we've driven about 3 miles up from Loophead. We're now at a place called the Bridges of Ross, and it's a pretty spectacular spot with the cliffs, great big inlet here, and there's a spot where, going back to the 1860s, there used to be 3 big rock bridges that have been carved out by the sea over the years. Now there's only 1.
Yeah, 1 remaining.
Because of course these things collapse over time.
But then it said, but then of course new ones will grow.
Ah, right, of course. Now the one thing we're a little bit concerned about is that there are 2 other very, very well known rock bridges. One was Darwin's Arch in the Galapagos Islands, and the other was a huge rock arch at Gozo near Malta, both of which we visited, and both of which quite soon afterwards had collapsed. So we're slightly concerned that the future of this tourist attraction
is in our hands.
Because we're visiting it, we're thinking, hopefully this is not going to collapse anytime soon. So here is one of Ross's bridges, the one remaining Bridges of Ross. Yeah, that's pretty spectacular. Oh, I'd love to have a dive in there. Fancy that, Sarah, diving in there?
No.
Oh.
No.
So where we know there's 2 bridges that have collapsed in the last 100 odd years, what we're thinking is that, look at this inlet here, it's absolutely spectacular. So the rock opens up where the sea has carved its way through, and then if you cross this path here and you look down this hole on the other side of the path, it's a great big hole. That was the 3rd part of our journey around Ireland. We finished here in Doolin, enjoying some great local music, food and Guinness. Join us in our next video when we attempt to hike the treacherous cliff path all the way from Doolin to the Cliffs of Moher.